All right, this is part two, obviously. So I'm saying, hey, Eric, here's my offer. He's like, what? Okay, I'll pay you 10 grand to plan the menu. So I'll fly you in with the other two chefs, and you guys are gonna plan the menu for my company. Guy, what are you thinking of making? And I tell him what I'm thinking of making. Obviously, you have to plan the menu for before you have to plan the whole menu. Obviously, some will you pay him a bonus, signing bonus? No, because he's not working. The head chefs are not working until third year, obviously, or perhaps second year, right? The second year I'm flying in some guys. No, third year they work. Yeah, second year I can just have the second year I'm only gonna have maybe 250 people in Switzerland, not that much people. Those guys you can just have them go to the buffet restaurant. It's easier for them. And then the third year the chefs are flown in. Early third year for the Zanes project. Pay Eric a 10,000 sign bonus, but that's through his salary. Okay, all you have to do is come to Vancouver. You plan the menu you plan the menu for he stays in Vancouver for a day or two. Before I said 2 weeks, no, he only has to stay in Vancouver for maybe a day. Pay him 10 grand to plan that menu with the other three chefs. Then once he plans the menu, obviously, the food that he made, obviously, you can use that to feed your team and Peter and all them if you want. You send him back home, and you can work in your restaurant for this year, and second year you'll be working in your restaurant. But I need you to send the schedules out to the chefs who are hired. Once the chefs are hired, and third year he's flown to Switzerland with the other two chefs. He has to make food 7 days a week with the other chefs, obviously. Will he train them? Yeah, it's good. It's probably good that he trains the chefs, obviously. Yeah, once you train the chefs for a good couple days, not 3 weeks. No, 3 weeks is crazy. Train them for a couple days, and after that, they have to start making the food, obviously. And that's why it's good to have them plan the menu. That way they know the menu inside and out. You guys have to cook the food. You also have to prep the food. That's why you got to train the chefs, obviously. And he gets 200K for the 190K for the third year, and 200K for the fourth year. It's a good paycheck. Samsara. 190K is like 114,000 after taxes, and then 200K is 120,000 after taxes. Fat paycheck, and he gets a 15,000 post-winning bonus. He gets 2,000 gift card, 300 gas. It's a good deal for Eric Chong. He doesn't make that owning that restaurant. Eric Chong probably makes maybe 60K, 70K, 80K owning his restaurant, 60K owning the restaurant. So he's making money off his restaurant. He's also making money off his working for my company, obviously. But he's making more money working for me. Hence why working for me will be more of a priority for him than his restaurant. Okay, Eric, when you leave to Switzerland and you're excited, I'm saying, make sure you have someone to run your. You have to have someone run your restaurant on your behalf, right? Yeah. Hence why you have sous chefs in your restaurants. That way they can run your restaurant while you're away. Because you'll be away for 2 years, and you need to have someone running your restaurant. Yeah, Ivan, I have my own sous chef. He can run. Yeah, you tell your sous chef to run your restaurant on your behalf. Obviously, you need someone to run your restaurant, Sarah. That's why all these owners around the world who are line cooks at their own restaurant, they all wish they can get that job. But I told you, I'm not gonna have these guys who are line cooks who own a restaurant. No, hire a guy who has like real head chef experience, where they know what they're doing. I'm not saying line cooks can't know what they can't do a good job, but like chances are they might not be as good of a chef. Hire guys who have that experience, a head chef experience. Don't hate me, I'm saying. Don't hate me, guys. I'm saying, yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, because all the owners in the world they want that $450,000 contract because they know if they make that money they can live the life. They achieve their goal. If you make 200, 190K a year, you achieve your dream. That you're rich, man. You can you're rich whereby you can buy like a 400 like five a $400,000 house in Elmore is fucking nice. You can buy a $400,000 house, a $500,000 house, even a $600,000 you can afford. $6,000 house, you're paying like maybe $2,400 mortgage every month. So if you make $40,000 for 2 years of work, you easily buy a $500,000 nice fucking house. Easily get a high-end $60,000 Porsche, Benz, BMW. You can even get a Ferrari and Lamborghini, but a cheaper one, like a $65,000, $70,000 one. You can get. It's a bigger car in your budget, but you can afford it. But you can get at least your $50,000 Benz, $50,000 BMW. You see what I'm saying? Your nice fucking cars. That's why, yeah, you can buy a beautiful house, man, like a $500,000 house. Whereas you make $60K a year, you can afford your $280,000 house. Not bad house, obviously. You can afford a nice car, but the cheaper ones, like the Hondas. You can afford the cheaper cars, the Hondas, the Jaguars, those cars, the Toyotas, but you can't afford the BMWs and Benzes, unless you buy a used one. But most people like buying their cars new. Obviously, if you want to get a new BMW Benz, that's going to cost you $45,000-$50,000 bucks. They can't afford that, man. And if they can, it's a big con on their budget. That's my point, sir. That's why all those owners around the world wish they can get that head chef job. I'm sorry, guys. It's easy for all. Don't hate them, saying now. That's why my company will blow Hollywood out of the water. It will blow Hollywood out of the water, yeah, man. We're on a high-end company, man. Like Incredibles. One reason why everyone wants to work because they want to be saved. They don't want to be left behind. And they know like how top notch my company is. Yeah, I want to fly in Ivan's private jet. I want to part it up with his 300 condo. You know what I'm saying? I want to be a part of his movie, the buzz of the movie, the hotel party, flying on his jet, partying up in his yacht. They all want to be a part of that, man. That's why they want to work so bad. I'm the best boss in the world. There's no boss like Ivan Amir, man. Yeah. Yeah, if I work for Ivan, Ivan's gonna spoil with luxurious buffet, man. Third and fourth, yeah, you get spoiled with all you can eat food. Whereas when I work at all these places, the bosses don't give me all you can eat food. Which is understandable, obviously, because they can't afford to. Whereas Ivan's giving me all you can eat food, man. And you're looking at high end food like your ribs, your wings, your pizza, your poutine, your sliders, and like your teriyaki meats. All you can eat food, man. For the whole cast and crew. That's why everyone wants to work with me, you know. Obviously. Because most people in the world don't make 100K. They make their 60, 70K a year, most people. Average salary in Canada, I believe, is like $70,000. Most people in Canada on average make 70K a year around there. Obviously. I heard the States is like 100K average, I heard. But the States is more expensive than Canada. The houses there are more expensive than what you get in Canada, obviously, what I'm saying? Yeah. 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 Obviously. I need 2 secretaries who have Hollywood experience. I'll pay them a $1 million yearly salary for the 4 years of Zanus, and a $5.5 million of the royalties, a $150K post-filming bonus, and they get their $2,000 gift card, and they get a $3,500 gas card. No, I don't have to give them a gas card. I'm paying them yearly salary. I'll just give them the gas card. The 17 you can give them a gas card too if you want. Give your 17 a gas card. You can spoil them. But get a $3,500 gas card too and $2,000 gift card. That's my for the secondaries. I need an accountant, legal advisor, head of production, and 2 script developers. The 3, I'll pay them a $2 million yearly salary, and I'll pay them $11 million of the royalties. Double what the secondaries are making, obviously. It's a rich contract, obviously. They live in the multi-millionaires. And I'll give them $250K post-wing bonus. And they get a $300 gas $2,000 gift card, obviously. And they get the perks. Working in a beautiful office environment like the Groundsville Lake property. You have to party up my condo for the takeouts. They get limo services too. The 7 team only get taken on a limo for the takeouts, right? Obviously. So they're getting spoiled. They get to pirate up my yacht for the parties with the crewmen, second year, and some of the crewmen first year, obviously. They pirate up my condo. They have to fly on my private jet too. Third year, when the 17 my phone Switzerland, they fly on me and VJ's jet with Peter and all them, or Mel and all them, some Sarah. They fly with Peter and all them and Mel and all them on my private jet, obviously. And the two script developers, it varies on who I hire, obviously. I'm thinking Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, but I might perhaps choose James Gunn and Peter Rice. I think they might be better candidates, obviously. James Gunn's cheaper than Jon Favreau. He's only worth like $60 million. By then, he might be worth maybe $80 million. I can pay him like a 24, 25 million signing bonus. I can pay him like his 2.7 million yearly salary. 4 million yearly salary first year, 2.7 yearly salary for the other years. You can give him like $55 million of the royalties. That's a good deal for him. $55 to $60 million of the royalties. That's good deal. I don't even make his own. Yeah. And Peter Rice, I don't know how much he's worth. But I'll offer him a big contract too, Sarah. Peter Rice is talented. He worked for Disney, and then I heard Bob Chapek was scared of him. He was scared of him taking the throne. That's why he fired him. I heard there's a rumor about that. Yeah. I think Peter Rice might be a good candidate for my CEO, obviously. Peter Rice and James Gunn. Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni. You have Rian Johnson. You have J.J. Abrams. You have Ryan Coogler. You have the Russo brothers, Joe Russo, and Anthony Russo. You have other candidates, obviously. Or you can go big and get someone like Christopher Nolan, or like Michael Bay, or the big guys. Michael Bay, those guys. But those guys are just going to cost more money because they're too big. Some Sarah. Yeah. Those guys, chances are they might send in their resumes for the CEO position because they'd rather work for me than work in Hollywood. They want out of Hollywood, man. Even though I love Hollywood and even though I like Hollywood because I make a lot of money, it's dirty over here, man. It's dirty as fuck over here, yeah. Whereas Ivan's clean. Ivan and Ouija are clean. It's all clean there. Hollywood is dirty. You make your money, but it's dirty over there. You have to do it to make your money, man. That's how it works, man, yeah. Don't hate me, Hollywood, I'm saying. Even though the Hollywood gatekeepers give all these actors and actors a deal of a lifetime, they're rich, obviously, you still have to do it to make your money. That's my point. Even when you're married, so that's my point, I'm sorry. Don't hate me, guys, I'm saying, yeah. That's the cool truth about Hollywood. Whereas Ivan gives you freedom. Because I'm a good man. I'm not wicked like you guys, I'm sorry. Hard paying work. I'm giving all the directors bigger budget movies. Yeah, I might consider Christopher Nolan to direct The Greatest Escape. We'll see what happens. I might perhaps choose him, but I think the John Wick director is the guy. I might consider Christopher Nolan for The Greatest Escape. He can direct because he's a genius, that guy. He'll come up with an amazing story for The Great Escape. Ivan, what's your idea? Okay, I tell him my idea, and him and the writing team, they come up with an amazing story, and they write this amazing script, and he directs the movie. See what happens, obviously. But Christopher Nolan's expensive. He's going to demand like 100 million royalties, which I could afford, obviously. He's going to demand like a $30 million salary or something like that. $35 million salary, base salary, yeah. He's greedy. Was a John Wick director would gladly direct a movie for $13-14 million. Obviously. The John Wick director, I'll give him like maybe 11 million royalties or something like that. He's not as big as Christopher Nolan. That's why he's cheaper. I'd rather hire. I think he's the right guy, not Christopher Nolan. Yeah. And that's the layout of my 7 team. I want to hire a 7 team, and you hire assistants to help on your 7 team. And your 7 team will be the boss of me and VJ Skysource companies. And they all get their own office. Secretaries get their office in the first floor, the open desk office. And you have an elevator that goes upstairs, and the second floor is where the bigger bosses work. Me and VJ share one office. And then the head of production, legal advisor, accountant have their own office. It's not an open office for them. They have their own office with their own door and everything. Whereas the secretaries have their office, but it's an open office. You know the open offices? You guys will see what I'm saying here. Yeah. Obviously. And me and VJ share the same office because we're the boss, obviously. And we have a boardroom in the second floor, and that's the layout of my office. My office won't be too big. It'll be very luxury, obviously. So that's my main office. And the other buildings where the visual effects team works. That's where we do the comms, RS, all that stuff. I'm sorry. my coming blow out of the water. Yeah. I'm gonna put money into a super advanced payment system to pay the actors and crewmen their salary. So if you don't want to pay them check, no. Nowadays the bank freezes your check. In Canada anyway, I don't know what it's like in the States, but in Canada nowadays when you get paid they freeze your check. Hence why don't pay the people can lose their check. Don't pay your 17 and your actors and crewmen check. No. You're handling a lot of money. Especially your team and the actors, don't pay them check because they're getting fat checks, man. 25,000, 50,000, 100,000, 80,000, 70,000, 200,000. You know what I'm saying? 120, $130,000 checks. They can lose the checks. That's why you pay them direct deposit. Hire engineers to design your payment system for you. I'll put 600 grand towards the payment system. For the crewmen and the actors and my 17 and the extras. Alright, what about for you and VJ? No, me and VJ are paid through Amazon. Because we signed a deal with Amazon. So Amazon will pay us via me and VJ will collect royalties. Like pay. You know how you PayPal? It's similar to PayPal. You have something called Amazon Pay. They send me and VJ royalties like every month, whatever it is. So me and VJ are not getting paid through our payments, so we're getting paid through Amazon. Amazon sends us our royalty check. Our fat royalty check. I don't know, our first royalty check is like $12 million. Something crazy, I'm saying. Yeah. Yeah, VJ, we made our money back. We make like $3 billion, $3.5 million off the merch. We made our money back off the movie. Good investment, yeah. Alright, VJ, here's your first royalty check for your merch. It's like $3 billion for the merch. We and VJ already made our money back, yeah. We invested $1.2 million. We make $3 billion on the merch. We made our money back, obviously. Yeah. We made like $12, $13 billion on the movie. Yeah. We made like $15 billion, $16 billion. Yeah. Fucking loaded. Obviously. Yeah. So I'm saying, put 600K. So I want the engineers to design my computer system with a team. Okay, I want touchscreens. I want the computer to have touchscreens too. They can use their keyboard, but I also want touchscreens on the computer. That way it's easier for my team. Design the best computer software for my secretaries, where they take in calls and call people back. I want a callback system. I want them using their headphones. Okay, all right, what you're saying, and they design a super advanced system. Hire the best software engineers you can find in Vancouver to design your payment system. Pay them $200K to design it for you. They design your computer software system. I'll put a good like $2 million towards that. Pimp it out. Payment sent. Calling now with the GPS and send. And I want you to design the payment system. I want you to design the best movie payment system possible, whereby the accountant punches in the actor's salary, he types in the date, he divides it bi-weekly over a certain period of time, and the money gets deposited into the actor's agreement account, an equal paycheck for the term of the movie. I'm saying, and then the accountant types in the agent's 10% deduction that goes to the agent. Okay, I want you to design something advanced like that. The best movie payments is possible. Okay, I was just saying, yeah, and George can help me out with that. Whenever the engineers design the computer software technology, George will be with me and VJ. Okay, George, what are the best companies in Hollywood that Hollywood uses? Yeah, I know all the companies, and George helps me out with that. That's why I need George with you. Yeah, I want all these companies in the system. That way it's easier for my team. They can find all when they have to make calls, everything's in the system for them. You put it all in the computer system. That way it's easier for them. All the best farms in the world, I want it in the system. No, for Zanus, I'll just do this. For the farms, all the best farms in Switzerland, I want it in the system for the Zanus movie project. And for the Grey Escape, all the best farms in Italy. You find the best farms in Italy for that, and you buy all the food in Italy for the Grey Escape with Keanu Reeves on them, Sarah. That way that you serve them good food, obviously. Will your food be the same for all your movies? It'll be pretty much the same, but there might be a few differences here and there, obviously. And some of the food might taste a little bit different because I'm buying food from different farms for each of my movies. Let's see. Because for the food, you can't buy for the Grey Escape. I can't buy food from Switzerland because You can't ship food from another country. The food will get spoiled. Food, you have to keep it refrigerated. You know what I'm saying? You can't fly food on a plane. Your food will get spoiled. You know what I'm saying? That's why you have to buy the food where you're filming. That way, the farms can deliver all the food to your location. See what I'm saying? I know what I'm doing. So for Zanus, the farms are gonna have to deliver all the food to where we're filming the movie. And because you're looking at like 1,500 people, you're feeding every day for 2 years. You're looking at like, I don't know, like 5 trucks coming in like every week, man. 5, 10, 5, 6, 7, 8 trucks coming in with all the food, the lettuce, the tomatoes, the onions, the drinks. You know what I'm saying? The pork, the beef, the chicken, something crazy. And Eric Chong has to keep track of all that, man. It's a lot of work. He's in charge of the food delivery, obviously. Like, my 7 team will oversee it, but Eric Chong is in charge, man. Him and the 2 chefs are in charge of overseeing the food delivery. It's a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's a lot of work, man. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. And when the food gets delivered, all the chefs and dishwashers, they have to stock all the food in the fridge. It's a lot of work. They have to rotate the food. It's a lot of work. And for my movie, looking at a lot of food they're delivering, man, it's a lot of work. But I don't pay you $150K and $450,000 to slack off. You have to work hard, man. That's why they're going to work hard for me. Yeah. Even though it's dirty work, Ivan's paying a lot of money. Yes, I'm paying a lot of money. I expect to work hard. Yeah. Obviously. Then me and VJ have to hire 3 photographers. I'm going to hire the photographers who worked in the Hollywood industry to take pictures for my company. For the magazine ad shoots, digital magazine ad shoots, the billboards for the red carpet event, the posters, the 4K Blu-ray case covers, the 4K Blu-ray disc, the volume covers, obviously, the weekly character ad shoots. So I'm saying, yeah, that take all those pictures. It's a lot of work, man. Yeah. And one web designer to design your unheard of website. Ivan, what do you think of your website? I don't know, design something better than Netflix. Okay, Ivan, he designs the website. Ivan, do you want your website to be like Netflix? No, but I want it to be top quality like Netflix. Okay, I see what you're saying, Ivan. You want it high end like Netflix? Yes. Design a high tech. I'm like, look, man, I'm not releasing my movie. I'm not releasing my movies online like Netflix. No, like it's not streaming like Netflix. But I want you to design a professional website like Netflix. Okay, I was just saying, he designs on her website. So, Ivan, what are you thinking of? Okay, I want contact information. So you have a contact information, you have Sky Source News, obviously, you have red carpet, you have trailers, you have documentary, and you have a shopping area where you purchase the movie. So the movie will be available on the main page. It will be available on the main page for a couple months, and afterwards, it's linked in the shopping area. Tell him that the way he knows. Obviously. Okay, I was just saying, yeah. What about game news, Ivan? I could have game news too. And I also want Rad's walkthrough. So you have like 7 sections on my website. Sky Source News, red carpet for the pictures, documentary where the documentary is featured, game news, contact info, the main page, trailers, where we post the game trailers, movie trailers, yeah. So all the game trailer, the movie trailer, the doctor are all featured in the trailer section. That's where the trailers are all featured for you guys to see. Okay, and I want surround sound experience for the trailers. Okay, I see what you're saying, Ivan, and he designs an amazing website for you. That's why you hire a guy who has good experience, who worked in Hollywood, who knows what he's doing. You're looking at a nice high-tech website, man. Oh, man, I mean, nice, beautiful. Yeah. I'm gonna have a web designer who worked for the big Hollywood companies. Narrow it down to the big 6: Netflix, Universal, Paramount, Warner Bros, Disney, and Sony. That's it. That way, you don't look up his resumes. Pay him like 12.5 thousand signing bonus. You pay him $50K for the first 3 years. Yeah, the web designer is making like $325,000 for the 4 years of Zanus. Paying $50K for the first 3 years. You won't be doing that much work the first 3 years. $50K is a good paycheck for him. And I'll tell him, like, my photographers, web designers, and graphic designers are part-time workers. Hence why they're allowed to do freelancing. I'll tell the web designer, look, man, you're more than welcome to do freelancing work on the side. In America where you live, obviously, because he's only making $50K a year, so I'm like, you're more than welcome to do freelancing work in Hollywood if you want, but make sure it does not interfere on days I need you. I see what you're saying, Ivan. Yes. So I'm part time, Ivan. You're part time for the first 3 years, but the final year of shooting, you're full time. The final year they get the big check because they're full time. I need them all year because the web designer has to constantly code the website for the weekly character ad shoots. He has to update the news. All that stuff's a lot of work. Paying $50K for the first 3 years, and a $12,500 sign was the way he can feed his family. If he has a family, and the fourth year he gets a $150,000 check, a nice check. Then after filming, he gets a $12,500 bonus. That's a good deal for him. So he signed like a $325,000 deal. It's a good deal for the web designer. Not $340,000, sorry, $325,000 deal the web designer signed. And you need 2 graphic designers to edit the pictures that your photographers take. Especially the posters. If you want to, when you have posters, you have the background, all it looks nice. Yeah, they have to edit all that on Photoshop. A lot of work. You have to edit the posters for the merch. Obviously, you know what I'm saying. The design for the clothing, you know what I'm saying. You have to design all. You have to edit all that. Edit the magazine pictures. You have to edit the posters for the red carpet, the boards for the red carpet. You have to edit all that. It's a lot of work. You have to edit the pictures for the volume covers, for the disc covers, for the case cover. Because my case is gonna have pictures too. Yeah, you have to edit. That's a lot of work, man. The weekly character actions, you gotta edit all that every week. Hence why fourth year I'm paying all those guys the most because they're gonna be working full time. Fourth year, you guys are gonna be with me. I don't want you working in Hollywood, but for the 3 years, you're more than welcome to do work on the side, like freelance work on the side if you want to make some extra money for yourself. Because you're part-time. They might be a bit pissed off, and look, man, to keep you happy, you're more than welcome to take other offers in Hollywood. Make sure it doesn't interfere with the days I need you. When I need you, Scotch is a priority, so I'm saying? That's my point. Because $50,000 is a fucking good part-time job salary, man. For those guys, right? Because you don't want them ripping you off. I'm not gonna pay them like $100K to rip me off. You're only doing like 5 ad shoots. The web designer only has to update the website like maybe like 7-8 times a year. Paying a $50K check. I'm paying them $72,500 for the first year. That's a good fucking paycheck. But because they're gonna get offers in Hollywood, you're more than welcome to do work in Hollywood, but make sure it doesn't interfere with SkySource. Okay, Ivan, yeah, SkySource is a priority, guys. Don't hate me, Hollywood. SkySource is a priority, so I'm saying. Yeah, but Ivan, Hollywood offered me a massive like $150,000 deal. Yeah, don't worry about it. I'll pay you a lot of money the fourth year. Okay, Ivan, that's a good deal. As long as you pay them a lot of money the fourth year, it's a good deal. Yeah, Ivan, that's a fair deal. We're only part time. You're part time. You get your $30,000 check, and I'll pay your bonus first year. And fourth year, you get your massive $200K and $150,000 check. Money that you don't even make in Hollywood. Most photographers make like $190,000, $120,000 a year. Obviously, some Sarah. It's a good deal, obviously. Yeah, so my main guys are my 7 team, photographers, web designer, graphic designers, head chefs, and my doc team. Those are my main guys. And I'm also going to have to hire a doc team who worked in the Hollywood industry, who know what they're doing, obviously. A doc team who did documentaries for celebrities, sport athletes, Hollywood celebrities. You can hire a crew. Don't hire a CS doc crew. No, hire a doc crew who has Hollywood experience. I'll hire a good maybe 12, 15 team. And those guys, you pay them as much as the photographers. Pay them $380K for the 4 years of work. Well, because the doc crew are going to be filming, the doc crew are going to be hard at work all through the 4 years. So for them, you can pay them more money than the photographers. they're making the same amount of money as the photographers, but I'm gonna pay them more money for the yearly salary. I can pay them like 100K for the 4 years of Zanus. Fourth year I'll pay them least because fourth year is probably the least amount of work. Because fourth year they're all in Switzerland. So all they have to do is just wake up and just film what's going on and what in production. So what you can do for the doc team, you can pay them like 100K for the first like 3 years. It's a good paycheck for them. And they get their 15,000 bonus, obviously. So first year you can pay them 15,000, and they get 100K for that year. That's a good paycheck, and their feeding and living is paid for. So I'll pay for your hotel. You're not staying at Suites, but I'll pay for your hotel, and I'll give you like a 12,000 gift card to feed you. So instead of booking a buffet, it's just more work for your team. Just give them a gift card for their food. Whenever they're hungry, they can go out and eat their breakfast and eat their lunch. Guys, this is only for your breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Don't bloat on your other stuff. You want to get stuff for your family, use it with the money I'm paying you. But give them a 15,000 signing bonus, your doc team, and then you can pay them 100K for the first year. Second year, you can pay them 100K. Third year, you can pay them 100K, obviously. And fourth year, you pay them $65,000. That's $380,000. Sorry, fourth year, you can pay them like 50K or 60K. And they get a 15,000 post-wing bonus. It's a good deal for them. Because fourth year will be the most slack, because fourth year they don't have to travel to all these places. They're all in one location filming the behind the scenes of production. So it's easier for them. They're all sleeping in trailers. And fourth year they'll be sleeping in trailers with everyone else, obviously, and they'll be eating the buffet food, obviously, the doc team. So third year, fourth year, you no longer have to feed the the dock crew. Most of them, anyways. The ones who are staying in Vancouver, they have to be fed, obviously. But most of them are going to be flown to Switzerland filming the behind the scenes of the third year pre-production. You don't have to feed them, pay for their feeding anymore. That's covered through the buffet, obviously, for the movie. Whereas the one who I'll have a good maybe 3-4 doc guys stay in Vancouver to film the behind the scenes of us training with the actors, obviously. Me and VJ training with the actors, tackle training. Those guys you have to feed them, obviously, and pay for their living. But the other ones who are in Switzerland, you don't have to pay for their living or feeding anymore, because they can sleep in the trailers, and the buffet covers their feeding, obviously. Guys, make sure you don't blow this $12,000 during the 2 years. This is only for your food. Then once the 2 years are up and you're flowing Switzerland, if you have money left over in your card, you can blow it on whatever you want. So make sure you have enough money for the first 2 years.